The death of John Lyons in December 2024 marked the tragic end of a series of violent and puzzling events that shook two Illinois communities, Mahomet and Berwyn. These events not only resulted in the loss of multiple lives, but also left behind a trail of questions regarding motives, law enforcement responses, and the deeper societal issues that may have contributed to the tragedy. In this comprehensive analysis, we delve into the details surrounding Lyons' life, the Mahomet homicides, and the fatal police encounter in Berwyn, aiming to provide a clear narrative of the events and their implications. Who was John Lyons? John Lyons, a 24-year-old man from Westchester, Illinois, was largely unknown outside his local community before the events of December 2024. Details about his early life remain sparse, but neighbors and acquaintances described him as quiet and reserved, with no prior criminal record that might have foreshadowed such violence. Lyons reportedly lived in a modest neighborhood, held a steady job, and maintained what appeared to be an unremarkable lifestyle. However, some sources close to the family revealed that Lyons had been dealing with personal struggles, including mental health challenges, in the months leading up to the incident. The Mahomet tragedy, a community in shock. The Masons, a beloved family. On the night of December 19, 2024, the small village of Mahomet, Illinois, was rocked by the discovery of a triple homicide. Sarah E. Mason, 26, Janice Mason, 61, and Caleb Mason, 23, were found dead in their home. The Masons were well known in the community, described as kind and generous individuals. Janice, the matriarch, had lived in Mahomet for decades and was deeply involved in local volunteer activities. Sarah, her daughter, worked as a teacher at a nearby school, while Caleb, her son, was a recent college graduate with aspirations of pursuing a career in law enforcement. Their sudden deaths left the community in mourning, and local authorities scrambled to piece together what had happened. The scene of the crime, investigators arrived at the Mason residence shortly after neighbors reported gunshots. Inside the home, they discovered signs of a violent struggle. Evidence suggested that the family had been attacked without warning. Forensic analysis revealed that Sarah and Caleb had been shot multiple times, while Janice appeared to have been fatally injured in a physical altercation. Authorities immediately launched a manhunt, identifying John Lyons as the prime suspect based on witness statements and forensic evidence linking him to the crime scene. The search for Lyons, a fleeing suspect. After the killings, Lyons reportedly fled the scene, sparking a multi-county manhunt. Surveillance footage captured his vehicle traveling north toward the Chicago suburbs, with law enforcement agencies across the region alerted to his movements. The swift identification of Lyons raised questions about his connection to the Mason family. While some speculated that he may have known the victims personally, others suggested that the killings could have been the result of a chance encounter or a random act of violence. The Berwyn confrontation, a deadly encounter. The final hours, later that evening, Lyons surfaced in Berwyn, a suburb just west of Chicago. Reports of a man behaving erratically and carrying a firearm prompted a rapid response from the Berwyn Police Department. Upon arriving at the scene, officers spotted Lyons, who attempted to flee into a residential area. Lyons forcibly entered a home, terrifying its occupants, and fatally shot two dogs before exiting into a neighboring yard. This act further demonstrated his volatile state of mind and heightened concerns about public safety. The standoff and fatal shooting. In a dramatic standoff, Lyons refused repeated commands from officers to surrender. According to police accounts, he opened fire on them, prompting a return of gunfire. Lyons was struck and pronounced dead at the scene. The confrontation raised questions about law enforcement's use of force, with some arguing that the situation could have been de-escalated. However, given the circumstances, police defended their actions as necessary to protect the public and themselves. Motive and mental health. Unanswered questions. One of the most puzzling aspects of this case is Lyons' motive. What drove a seemingly ordinary young man to commit such heinous acts? Investigators have yet to uncover a clear explanation, but several theories have emerged. Personal connection. Some speculate that Lyons may have harbored a personal grudge against the Masons. However, no evidence of a direct relationship has been confirmed. Mental health struggles. Lyons' behavior in the hours leading up to his death suggested significant mental distress. Friends and family later revealed that he had been struggling with anxiety and depression, although he had not sought professional help. Random violence. Another theory is that the killings were a result of impulsive, unplanned violence, possibly triggered by an underlying psychological condition. Community and family reactions grieving the victims. The Muhammad community came together to mourn the loss of the Masons, holding candlelight vigils and memorial services in their honor. Local schools and businesses organized fundraisers to support surviving family members and cover funeral expenses. Remembering John Lyons, Lyons' family also faced an outpouring of grief and confusion. They released a statement expressing their sorrow for the Mason family and their disbelief at John's actions. The family requested privacy as they struggled to come to terms with the tragedy. Law enforcement and public debate. The case sparked intense debate over law enforcement's handling of the situation. While many commended the Berwyn Police Department for their swift response, others questioned whether the standoff could have been resolved without deadly force. Additionally, the incident highlighted the need for better mental health resources, with advocates calling for increased funding for crisis intervention programs. Lessons learned and moving forward. The tragic events surrounding John Lyons' death serve as a stark reminder of the complexity of human behavior and the ripple effects of violence. As the investigation continues, the hope is that answers will provide closure to the victims' families and insights to prevent future tragedies. Communities must also grapple with broader questions about mental health, gun control, and the role of law enforcement in crisis situations. By addressing these issues, we can honor the lives lost and work toward a safer future. Conclusion. The death of John Lyons and the devastating loss of the Mason family have left an indelible mark on the communities of Muhammad and Berwyn. While the exact motives and circumstances remain unclear, this tragedy underscores the importance of understanding the underlying factors that lead to such incidents. As we reflect on these events, let us strive to create a society that prioritizes compassion, mental health awareness, and proactive measures to prevent violence. Only then can we hope to heal and move forward.